Hey, been a while since I've done one of these. So I haven't been online much in the last couple of weeks, apart from that ridiculous video that I did with Sir David Attenborough. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's only a minute of your time and about 10 hours of my time. Yeah, I thought I would come and check in. I've started filming a video addressing my weight loss, weight gain, mental health, and all that kind of shit. So I lost 4 stone on keto. Started the diet January 2020, and I pretty much gave up on it last September when I lost one of my best friends. I'm finally back on it. I caught a sight of myself the other day in a pair of jeans I hadn't worn in a while, and it was like, oh damn, it sneaks up on you. I haven't gained all of it back, thankfully, but I'm feeling it. I'm not feeling cute right now. Definitely not feeling cute right this instant. And I'm in the bath, but I am tired and sweaty, which is when I feel like that's when I want to chat. So, right. Anna is on holiday at the moment. Hello, Anna. Have a good time. So we're not getting to film for a bit, but that's, you know, it's always going to be on and off. We both work full time and stuff, so. Got some ideas though, and I've got an educational channel starting up. It's not going to be full of clown world things that I usually do. It's just kind of a bit of a rambling chat to check in. What can I say? That's me been in my new job 6 months. I've been away from the old place for 6 months. I was originally going to write a series of stories. But a friend of mine, another ex-colleague from that place, it needs a shift, has also been compiling stories, which is great because I hope that she can get it published, because if you are Glaswegian in particular and use the subway, you will love to hear some of these stories. I could tell you, could I tell you a story now? Would that be appropriate? Maybe not with one hand holding my camera above a bath, because it tends to get kind of animated. Alright, I'll tell you one story, right? Since you've clicked. So when I was a station master for the Glasgow subway, which is our underground system in Glasgow, if you don't know, we have one. It's very small, 15 stations. I was a station master for a while, and then I wasn't. Maybe I'll talk about that eventually. Who knows? Still bitter. I'm not. I'm over it. So I was a station master all round the system. So the way it works is you get 3 weeks on and then you move around, right? This was my 3 weeks at St Enoch. I had a phone call from Buchanan Street to say that a guy had just been rejected because he'd pushed his way through a barrier. He was being abusive to staff, usual shit, right? Subway staff deal with all manner of nutcases. I myself have had multiple death threats because trains aren't running, you know, that kind of thing. It just gets exhausting. If you work in public, any front-facing public service, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I had to get out, that's why I left. And it got worse during the pandemic. This particular evening, the phone call says this guy's been rejected. They gave me a description of the guy. I was looking out for him. Sure enough, he appears. He sees me looking at him from the ticket office, shrugs as if to say, fuck it, and just storms his way down the outer circle, which is directly opposite the ticket office. The way he did that was he just kicked the gate open and he had a bag with like clearly his cargo for the night, which was open, and he had a can in his hand. So he was already like, there's no way I was going to let him travel. In fact, he just like stormed it down the stairs, and I was so pissed. I already dealt with multiple difficult people that night. When I say difficult, I mean like people falling asleep at your window while they're asking you for a ticket, drooling, bleeding. You're just like, no, you can't go near moving trains in a live rail. No, absolutely not. Definitely not. So I ended up having to run after this guy and stop the train. Right? So we was down there with security. Luckily, security runs station really quickly. And he was just refusing to move. And this carriage were just watching like, what the fuck is going on here? And I was just so, I was done with the customer service bit. I was done with the asking nicely and then carefully explaining, because I'd done it the whole 3 weeks I'd been there. I was picking up broken glass. I was seeing people pissing like everywhere, like on the concourse and stuff, and down on the platform. In full view of everybody. So I think this probably lasted about 10 minutes. And eventually the guy realised that, okay, this train's not going to go with me on it, and the police are coming, so I better move. And I'm filming this whole thing on my body cam. We're giving body cams like the police, right? So it can be used in court and whatever. That's what they told us anyway. It was always just used as evidence against things that we'd done and said, and you know, you had a packet of crisps in the ticket office when there was nobody there. That's gross misconduct. Should probably not say things like that. No, actually, you know what? Fuck it. But away 6 months, I can say what I like. So anyway, I'm still filming the guy, and we go up the escalators, and he turns to me and he goes, "Yeah, no, your problem is like doing like me, sir. You need to get your fucking hole." And there was a pause, and I thought, how am I going to approach this? And I said, well, yes, you might be right, but it should be coming from you, young man. And that actually cracked him up, and that cracked me up, and he left, no bother. It took about, I don't know, half an hour to get to that point. You need to have a certain kind of sense of humour to deal with these people. It was good. Well, that was a crazy 3 weeks at St Enoch. I had, so there's a lift on one side. Yeah, there's a lift on one side, there's escalators on the other. And I had my back turned to the escalators because I was dealing with something. And then a guy in a wheelchair appeared at the ticket office window. And I was like, how did you get down here? He'd come down on the escalator. He just wheeled himself on. This guy was also like, he was always intoxicated as well. He just kept like, what? Like, it's bad enough if you're standing and intoxicated, but now you're on a chair that could get away from you. He usually had a carer with him. Just like, you know there's a lift? And he's like, yeah, I couldn't be bothered wheeling myself to the other side of the station. It's like, alright, but you're going to put yourself in danger. Alright, okay, logic. Oh, there was all kinds of mad shit. Well, a guy pretended that that he was talking French to try and get away from, to try and like get away with not buying a ticket, and then I started talking French. And he didn't like that very much. I had to get the police on him as well. Yeah. That's just skimming some cream from the scum. Alright, one more before I go, because this video is going to get long and it's just one take of me rambling. But my favourite story, other than the ghost stories, of which there are many, my favourite story to tell new starts is Jobbygate. And for those who don't know what a jobby is a poo, a shit, a turd, an Amber Heard. It's not going to be relevant in a few months, that reference, but that is what a jobby is. So Jobbygate happened many years ago, and the story has changed many times because that's what happens at SPT in the subway. something happens and then suddenly everyone's an expert in what happened because everyone was there when it happened. You know, those kinds of stories. The version I heard was the P-Way guys, the guys that walk the track at night and do repairs and things like that, do maintenance. Found a high-vis vest with a human shed. Like, it was wrapped in the high-vis vest, right? Between two stations. And no one's ever owned up to it. But it must have been from a driver. So, drivers get breaks, by the way. They do get breaks, and there are toilets available between, where are they? They're at St Enoch's and Govan, right? And if they're really desperate, they can call control and run off the train and use whatever station toilet, right? The point is, it's about 10 minutes, even if you've just left one driver's toilet, is like 10 minutes. So it must have been a real emergency. It must have been like an IBS issue or nerves or I don't know. But to this day, like, nobody knows for sure who it is. Everyone kind of knows. And they used it against them because they were a bit gobby. We still don't know if it was them. But I like to tell people about that when they're doing like doing training and stuff. Like, just mind, if you find a hi-fi, always shake it out first. Always shake out your hi-fi SPT. Alright, I'm talking pure shit. Talking pure shit. Well, this was going to be like a well-meaning video and talking about weight loss and mental health, but frankly, I'm doing it. I'm already doing it. I got out of that place and there were some good times. I miss my colleagues. I do miss my colleagues. I live with one though, so that's maybe enough for now. But I do love my new job and I'm doing well and I'm happy. So I'm going to work on some video ideas for when Anna gets back, and then going back to the BuzzFeed bullshit. Just everything's kind of shit right now, guys. Like, financially, I think we're all struggling. I'm struggling. You know, if you don't laugh, you cry. So find something that makes you laugh and hang on to it. Alright, I'll see you in a bit.